Yo, hey guys, it's Beast, back with some more beastly content. So today I'm going to be showing you my automated crop facility farm, and I'm also going to be telling you how to build your own. And to start out, we're going to be showing you the first one I have here. So I have 3 different ones built. One of them I don't have the plots down for, but we'll still take a look at it because everything else is set up besides, well, I need to run lights as well. And we got power, so good. So this is my first design. Now this uses loamy soil. Now there's a bit of a controversy when it comes to loamy soil, and it's that people claim that the planter box and the loamy soil, the planter box grows just a little bit quicker. So there's this perk called planter box greenhouse. Now the thing is, it actually applies to both the loamy soil and the planter boxes. I'm 100% almost certain they don't have any difference in growth speed, but people claim that they do. So I have another facility over that way that is nothing but planter boxes, and I guess we're going to do a test eventually to see if loamy soil and planter boxes have any growth speed differences by planting the same seed in both empty facilities and seeing which one grows first, or if there's really any difference at all. I really don't think there is, but regardless, here's the full automated system. So we got water pumps all powered up. They're pumping dirty water right here. They're placed inside of water. So that is the key thing to do, especially if you are using a tower. My tower uses 2 upgrades. It uses the polluted water upgrade and the barreled fuel pumping upgrade. So what that means is if I want to be pumping a lot of dirty water, I need to be placing inside of water when I place my water pumps. So once you place inside of water on water pumps, it's going to pump a bunch of dirty water into these, or into this storage container, and this storage container is going to divide that out into 2 different osmosis purifiers, or they're now called large water purifiers or filters. So this filter and this filter are running into this storage container right here, which is being ran to this pump. So this pump pulls the water from this tank and pulls it all the way up to this top tank here, where it then disperses it out into these 2 irrigators. Pretty nifty, huh? Works pretty good if you ask me, and it keeps both of the pumps running 100% fully all the time. And here are all the plots, and we could go through here and do some planning, and we're gonna get to the planning, but we first need to go ahead and set our irrigators up here. So I think I actually need something to help me with the jump here, because this is a problem, so I'll see you in just a second. Alrighty guys, and I did go ahead and get the irrigation and the lighting adjusted here, and we're gonna go ahead and check this out. Now I did just complete the water purifier auto irrigator setup for this. As you can see here, 1 is already filled into 294, and it's been running constantly at 70, but what we will go ahead and do now is check this back out here. So I think I'm gonna add 2 buzzy bees to this silo here. It's not actually gonna have that many when it comes to things like that, and I think I still need to build containment cells out. Actually, my base still isn't done, guys. It uses 3 plots. I'm kind of losing my mind here, but here's the grocery room. So if you didn't know what the grocery room update, they now added it to, and I need to get some seeds on me, but they now added it to where you can add fertilizers and seeds to the grocery room, so it can actually use fertilizers. So if you take it and you make one where, like, so this one could be just a breeding boost facility, and we're actually going to do that. We're going to do 41 breeding boost. I hate to kind of do it, but not really. And then we're going to go ahead and grab. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this started now. I've actually decided on hawthorn berries, and the reason why I've decided on this is that I actually have some flamingos downstairs that are needing fed, and hawthorn berries also grow within an hour. So we'll get to go ahead and test that out. This little grocery room guy here is actually just going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and activate him here. He needs to be above 30% activity rating, but regardless, he's now just going to go ahead and go around and plant all those down with the breeding boost fertilizer. And since we only use 41, he's not going to do anything but place breeding boost down. So that's that facility. Let's go on into the one that I've actually been using. That's the first time actually using that one. Yeah, we'll see how it does. And this should be sage. Awesome. So we're growing the sage and the honeysuckle for our rabbit breeding facility downstairs in plot number 2. And we're going to go ahead and feed that to them, but let's go ahead and check this one out here. So, like I said, there was a debate on whether the planter boxes or the loamy soil had any actual growth difference. So, like I said, I'm going to let both of them run completely out at some point. I'm going to plant the exact same thing with the exact same number of seeds. And I want to do this once I have all my tower upgrades done, because I don't even have all of the growing tower upgrades, and I actually want to get those done in this video. But as you can see here, this is a 6 irrigator and a 6 light setup here, but this is as close to you can get as a max facility growing facility. Like, I've taken out planter boxes as I went through building my base so I can build other things, trying to make sure I have every single thing I want in my base. Like I said, my base is nuts. We will be seeing the whole base eventually, But for now, I guess it's not done yet. For now, we're just going to take a look at this. And let's go ahead and see how this irrigator is working. So you want to run one water tank. If you're doing a multi-irrigator setup, one of the key things is to run one water tank at the very top that's dispersing down to all of the irrigators. And let me explain to you why. So when you're collecting your water and you're building it up, you want all your water to go to one tank, and then every 1,000 stack, you'll have like 1,000 water, right? So once it fills one irrigator, it's going to go on to the next irrigator, on to the next irrigator, and on to the next irrigator. You do need to be able to create 6,000 worth of purified water to actually fill all 6 irrigators like that, or at least, 5,200 or something, so at least one's at 200 all the time, and that's fine. But it works perfectly fine for me, and I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at my watering facility here, and we'll get back to the fertilizer and everything else, and a little bit of more of a case to view it. But let me show you what I got running. That's actually, oh wow, this is why. Oh no, never mind, it's done. So here we go. This is an insane one too. I forgot how insane. I just redid this, guys. So this is 3, 6, and 9, 10, 11, 12 water pumps being fed into 4 of the water purifiers, but all the water pumps are filling into these little barrels right here. These 4 water storage containers here. And then these 4 are all separately running into these large water purifiers, which are all running their water down to these 2 tanks. These 2 tanks are being pumped up to these 2 pumps, which are pumping up to this storage container here. If there's any extra, it will fall down into here and actually fill my brewing barrels, and we'll actually take a look at that. It is actually working on filling my brewing barrels. But anyway, this is then pumped up to the top water storage container, which is pumping down into my crop irrigators. And my normal 80 lighting, 70 irrigation is just the default I set my farms to. Most plants will grow well on. However, if I'm growing something very specific that has like a little bit different of a growth thing and it won't grow at all unless it has those set, I can adjust it. But I wouldn't really want to be doing that in the large production growth facility like this one here. This one, once again, planter boxes take up a ton of spaces. Loamy soil takes up a lot less space. You notice how that was like an 8x8 over there for the same exact size farm with loamy soil compared to the planter boxes. So there's one of the cons of planter boxes and the pros of loamy soil. Space. But we will see on the growth time. But that is the second facility. We will get back to this and fertilizer and everything, but I just want to show you a few facility designs because I do have multiple designs here. So we're actually going to be taking ourselves onto plot number 3 now. And we're going to go through here. This is my rabbit facility, actually. And since it is my rabbit facility, and I added sage to the other trough for the other rabbits the last time, we're actually just going to go. And we have saffron. Man, we can make some canned energy drinks. That is wonderful. But we have, wow, 56. These rabbits going to be fed for a while. And we can go ahead and check on our rabbits, actually. How are our rabbits looking? This is, once again, a separate video. We will be getting onto this. I am going to be working on, I'm thinking it's going to be an automated lethal rabbit farm. And we'll check on that in a little bit, and I'll show that to you guys when I'm ready to show that to you guys. But for now, we're on, and I need to paint that still. But regardless, most of this, once again, the base isn't done here, and here's my flamingo set up here. That's why we're growing the hawthorn berries. Here's my final one. Now, this one's a work in progress, and everything is done except for movement to actually get to the second floor, movement to actually get to up here, and the lights. But we do have irrigators in both sections, and the crop plots themselves. We don't have the plots down on this one. This one's like a bare bones empty shell, but I did want to show you the design because it's a tower design. As you can see here, it's 2 by 2 by 2, just everywhere. So 2 by 2 by 2, little 4-block setup, 4-block setup, 4-block setup. Have your lighting in the direct middle. Have your lighting in the direct middle. Water irrigator, as much loamy soil as you can cram in the room. Much loamy soil as you cram in the room, and you're going to be really close to a full function facility. Once again, these are some great designs here, guys. And this is our top water tank. It is actually pulling water from, and let's go ahead and show you where the pumps are. I love this one right here. Check it out, guys. It's just directly under the floor. I wish I had the glass pack because I would put all of this as glass so that you could see that. Through the loamy soil, of course, so it probably wouldn't be that visible. But regardless, here is the setup for this one. This one's actually a very cheap setup because this is actually where most of my barreled mixed fuel is supposed to be created. Also, I do have some acid being created over here, or at least the materials to create acid through brewing barrels, which I'm not 100% sure on that. Once again, base isn't done. Base isn't done. I've been working on this thing forever, and it's still not done. We're getting very close. Cannot wait to do a full tour of this base when it is done. But we still got some stuff to do, like some plots and some working. Maybe build a couple more function facilities and things like that, because we got some extra power laying around. But as you can see here, 2 water pumps running into a water storage container, which is then running into 2. And what is up with that? That's not good. I definitely do not like that. I'm probably going to have to actually pull this out and view it just to make sure that everything is good here. Because I had a water pump running the wrong way. There's nothing in there, thankfully. I don't know if it was just because... I don't know, that's weird. It's weird there was nothing in there. There should have been something bad in there. Or at least something that wasn't supposed to be in there. There we go. So, now it's set up right. It goes from this water pump that's collecting from these 2 water pumps running to this storage container, running to these 2 osmosis or large water purifiers or filters, which then run both to this barrel, and this barrel is being pumped all the way to this pump, which is then running all the way to the top here. Bam. So as long as we get 2 stacks of purified water up here, one's going to run to one irrigator, one's going to run to the other irrigator, and we'll be able to have ourselves some plots placed down. Once again, I just built this one. This is the latest addition to the facility, so water has not finished gathering, and I don't even have my deviations placed on this side of the facility, but I will go ahead and show you just this last little part here. This is my oil setup. Need I say more? I have it filtering out the dirty water and the purified water and everything. It's getting all purified there. It's not a crazy setup. This is only meant to be my barrel mixed fuel. We'll go ahead and see how it's doing. 5. So yeah, I just built this, guys. So we will see how this does, though. I'm hoping it's far enough away from water, but it may not be. I'll see in just a second. Hey, and this brings me into the last part of really making this automated facility, or any automated facility, your automated facility, my automated facility, don't matter whose we're talking about, and that is going to be how to get a lot of bulk fertilizer extremely quickly. Now, there's actually a few different ways of doing this, especially if you're using the blueberry soda method, the level. You could actually just let a bunch of blueberries expire and just fill all the compost slots with spoiled food. Be able to get thousands and thousands of spoiled food very quickly. But the other method I actually recommend doing, what I usually do, it only takes like 30 minutes out of your day. Take yourselves canned seafood, maybe even an anti-gravity milkshake. Make sure you got the good cold resist hide on. Take yourselves to this beach, run up and down it, and just collect the shell rock with the canned seafood. You're going to get thousands and thousands of shell rock. That's what I always do. Let me go ahead and show you that teleport tower once again. We're over here in the Onyx Tundra area. Right here, East Blackstone Teleportation Tower. Just straight over to this beach. You can run all the way up and down it. You can technically run it all the way around here. If you wanted to do just one solid run, you could start here or something like that, or I'd probably start over here, but literally you could run this from this teleport tower if you wanted to. Even you could go from this tidal bore teleport tower and run it all the way on that beach, just all the way down the map if you wanted to. Now, what I usually do is just go teleport tower and run from here and then back and forth, and the shell rocks will continuously respawn. But if you want to make it one solid crazy run, or from teleport tower to teleport tower would be cool. Start here, go here, and then run all the way to the other teleport tower. Could definitely do it. Could be a way to do it. But regardless, that's how you get your fertilizer going up. Now, here's what I do. Let me go ahead and explain to you kind of like my setup here. So there's a couple different things you can do. First of all, you can just take that fertilizer and place it in bulk. If you have a bunch of seeds or something, like I have a absolute metric ton of blueberry seeds because I like making blueberry soda, 350 to be exact. So usually I'll throw 1,000 fertilizer, just base fertilizer in here. I'll usually just throw 1,000 base fertilizer in here and then some blueberries, and that'll have blueberries popping off for days. By the end of that run, you should get close to 3,000 blueberries out of that, and you can do that with pretty much any plant in here and get a whole ton. Like I have a ton of coneflowers sitting up. But what we're gonna go ahead and do now is get on into actually making our fertilizer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the coneflower that I do have. And like I said, I've just been like just throwing seeds in anytime I have a fertilizer that I want to use, like either yield boost or breeding boost. I've been using a ton of breeding boost, and I always start by just throwing breeding boost in and throwing more coneflowers in with the breeding boost. That's what I always use to make my breeding boost fertilizer. And we're actually trying to make all 3 fertilizers because we need to get the tower upgrades done. And I think I also had some cucumbers and maybe even some mushrooms hanging out somewhere, but we will see. For now, we can make 75 breeding boost, just like that. And we could technically make it with saffron, but I got other plans for that saffron this time. I'm actually going to be smart and turn that into something else. As for growth boost, what plant do we need so we can actually get this done real quickly? Tomatoes, cucumbers, or onions. So we're going to actually grow tomatoes and cucumbers at the same time using this breeding boost. It will be ready in 16 minutes. So yeah, I am going to probably go ahead and get out of here. I think that's everything you needed to really know. I showed you how the setup works. I showed you how my setup's looking. I guess I'll do just a slight bit more talking, even though this is mainly about the automation of it and not why my setup is the way it is. So if you didn't know about the lights, they can actually take up a 2x2 area. So 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Look up on the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Put your light direct middle, and it'll hit every single one of anything you put on those 4 squares. So that's why my irrigators are done the same way. Now, irrigators have a circular design, so they can actually reach farther than the 2 squares. However, it's really just not worth it when it comes to worrying about that. So, like, I'm thinking that was actually showing my lighting there, too. Somehow you can get the lighting to be viewable on here, I think. But regardless, the 2x2, and then you just have your irrigator here, 2 blocks high, and your light up here. That's going to be the perfect lighting and irrigation. That's why I built this like this. And it actually applies the same exact way to loamy soil. That's why the loamy soil farms do take up less time. The other thing is I have a lot of buzzy bees, and the reason for this is because this is actually how you get deviated plants. And deviated plants are used in a lot of in-game recipes when it comes to build buffing items or other things like that. Maybe movement boosting items, all sorts of things can use deviated plants. The anti-gravity milkshake uses deviated cucumbers, all kinds of things. But I think this is about everything I wanted to cover on this automated facility. I kind of just wanted to show it to you, give you an idea of how to build yours, and explain to you, how to make the fully automated irrigation thing where you're not having to put purified water in the thing ever or anything. And 3 different designs, but let's go ahead and get out of here, guys. Keep it beast mode, and I'm out. See yas.